farmer's daughter. Take one.
What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? I'm Ryan, D-Equal Ryan680.
I'm Angela, Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk. Movie Talk for movie fans, guys. You bring the movie world right into your ears devices. Thank you for making us a part of your day. Let's get right to it, Angela. Angela, what movie are we reviewing today?
So we're reviewing X. So it's set in 1979. A group of young filmmakers set out to make an adult film in rural Texas. But when their reclusive elderly hosts catch them in the act, the cast finds themselves fighting for their lives.
Man, that's a pretty brief description there. Slasher movie, and I'll be honest here, I did not watch a trailer to this movie. Did you watch a trailer to this film before going into it?
No, I didn't. I just knew some of the cast, and I knew it was supposed to be like a scary movie.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much the extent of my knowledge going into this film.
I did not watch a trailer either. To be honest, what I really did enjoy this movie, guys, and what I really did put in perspective here was that, the only thing I really watched in depth, or what I really paid attention to, was the posters when they released all the posters, including Jenna Ortega, which is one of my, she's up and coming actress right here, and we saw her in Scream, and here's the thing, it's so unusual predicament where they're at. It's so different. It's something that we are not used to, definitely, and it's filmed here in Texas, and we're in San Antonio, Texas here, so obviously that's probably like East Texas, I would say, but to give into perspective there, it's very this movie's in a very adult film. We'll go out and say that right here. It's very adult film, guys.
It is rated R for a reason. So it's, again, they're making an adult film. They're aspiring to break the boundaries of the adult entertainment industry. And they find themselves in a, let's say, secluded farm making this film. And it's very interesting how things unfolded, I gotta say.
Definitely. This is directed and written by Ty West, and he makes always these weird cult films, and this weird that's his style here, and it's just, and the gore in this movie. Let's talk about the gore. The gore in this movie was so brilliant. I loved it. The opening scene just gets you sucked in right away. It lets you know right away, like, hey, it's 1979. It's in the 70s transitioning to the 80s right now. The style, I just love it when filmmakers can really make these kind of movies in our time, like current making movies that are like this style and everything. I just enjoy it, and it truly, like we always say, like, fashion style always repeats itself and everything. It just felt somewhat familiar, kinda, and that's the beauty of this movie, was that just I enjoyed a lot of those set stuff, and then of course the slashing in this movie, just from the gun scenes straight to the what do you call it?
Stabbing.
The stabbing. There you go. Yeah, I was all like, stab. I was gonna start doing this.
Aside from the gore, because I'm not too much into gore. The story itself was pretty interesting. You have these fairly young people going to this secluded farm to make this film, and then you kind of see, like, how strange this elderly hosts are, and then it kind of gets more and more strange as the film progresses. So I really liked, like, those little creep factors of, like, leading up to the big climactic third act, I guess you could say. I really enjoyed, like, the build up of those little creepy things that kind of pop up here and there, the strange things that you're like, what's going on? I really enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And surprisingly, I did not know. Again, I just saw the posters. I did not recognize her at first. We saw Pitch Perfect's very own Brittany Snow, man. That was crazy. I was like, dude, what the heck?
I saw some of the cast,
as soon as she went on camera, I was like, dude. I was just like, John Tucker. It's funny. I was just watching John Tucker Must Die. Again, another cheesy. Take it what you. It's kind of very sitcom-ish comedy, but John Tucker Must Die, and she's in it, and I was just like, it just put the two and two together. I was like, what? I was just very shocked and surprised, because at first you kind of don't recognize her, but then in the movie, in the movie I recognized her right away, but in the poster I really kind of did not recognize her a little bit. But again, it was just probably because I was skimming through the poster. But yeah, definitely I enjoyed the comedy in here. The comedy was very I would say I know I'm very picky with comedy, but the comedy in this movie was done very well. I felt like it kind of balanced it out.
And though it's not a comedy movie,
no.
but it has some comedic little relief moments
a lot of
amidst all like
relief.
the strangeness going on. It was pretty well timed, very, very interesting. Definitely. I really enjoyed, like you say, the gore. I'm not too into gore.
But you enjoyed it.
But the gore that we did see on the parts was done pretty well. Like it was, the whole theater was like, ooh, the whole time. And that goes to show you did it pretty well.
Yeah. And another thing I did enjoy as well in this movie, guys, was the aerial shots of it, where we saw a lot of glimpses. And we're not going to mention it because it's obviously we're not going to mention the whole details of the movie, but a lot of the aerial shots, especially when they're in the certain situations that they're in. We're not going to mention suspenseful thriller. It definitely get me to bite my nails, and I was just like, oh my god, like, dude, don't do it, girl, don't do it. And it's just, you start caring about these characters and caring about these kids that are just trying to make a movie.
And it's funny because 99% of horror movies, all of them are gonna die. And that going into this. But you still, like you say, you care about it, and you're like, oh no, please don't. I want them to be okay. So you kind of start rooting for them characters, these kids, these young kids.
Definitely.
But overall, it was definitely a different plot. I gotta say, like, there was some twists in that. I was like, okay.
And the writing's done very well. There's like this is a well-written movie. I'll say that because it really completes the story. From like the footage, and you guys will know what we're talking about, from the footage on the TV leads up to a story that actually closes, and it's like it doesn't leave any loopholes in here. It doesn't, and I love that because it kind of completes the story. It's like, this is the beginning, middle, and end. That's it. We're done. Not a sequel. Not gonna happen. This is it. One and done.
I mean, I could see it, but
God, that'd be too much though. It would not make any sense.
I overall enjoyed the cast. I know there was familiar faces for me, but overall I think the cast did well. Like you said, it was very well written. It kept me entertained, enticed. Those thriller moments were done pretty creepily. I really enjoyed it. The gore, pretty good. Overall, it's a very well-rounded film, I would got to say. Surprisingly, that we didn't know anything about it going in.
Yeah, I mean, the color schemes in this movie, I really did enjoy, guys. The color schemes, especially on the murder scenes, I really enjoyed that because it brings out the more gore. It brings out the more vibrance in the colors, and it brings out more of the whole horror theme, and that's the thing too. It's like, I mean, it just brings out just how malicious a person can be, and I love that because it really shows the character develop a lot in this movie, guys, and I'll enjoy that. And you guys know what we're talking about, but yeah, was this the fun that we needed, Angela? I mean, I did not know I needed a movie like this right now, but I could see why. This is 100% Rotten Tomatoes right now with about 30 reviews right now. This movie's an hour 45 minutes. That's a perfect runtime. Perfect.
So I really like scary movies. I'm not a super geek into horror, but I enjoy the scary movies. And lately, I feel like a lot of scary movies haven't quite lived up to my expectations.
You want to try that again?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm ready to start.
I'm ready to start it. Go.
But lately, I feel like a lot of horror movies recently haven't been living up to my expectations. Very predictable and cheesy and just like money bag, just for profits, not really a lot of heart into it. Which I'm sure a lot of people work into all those projects, but it's just a lot of them have been disappointing for me. And I gotta say, because the story of this was a little bit more developed in my mind, and I felt like it was executed pretty well. It was a really solid film for me. I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would.
So I'd say yes.
I would say yeah, absolutely.
For recently, especially right now, it's just like for the recent horror movies that we've seen, definitely this, this movie definitely is, it's up there, man. I really appreciate this movie a lot, and I really love the shots in this movie. And it's weird to say because it's like I love the gore in the movie because it's like done very well and it adds that creativity there. So yeah, definitely. Ratings, Angela. Now let's go to ratings. 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. What do you give this rating?
7.
Dang, okay.
A solid 7. I really enjoyed it. A lot of the, like you said, the gore parts, the cast, a lot of the story, the finer points, the creepiness.
This movie. See, this movie, I enjoyed a lot of the creepy shots in here, and it's more so with the elderly people that are in here, and it's very creepy. It's very dark. And we know this film because I saw the trailer after, so it's very dark, and it's coming from the trailer vibe, and you definitely kind of get that sense in there. The tone is set very well, and I enjoyed that because it kept it going. It kept me entertained throughout this movie. I'm gonna give it a solid 7 as well. I really enjoyed this movie, guys, and any horror fans out there that are adult horror fans, be sure to check this movie out, guys, at the theater near you, because this is definitely a movie. And A24 did it again, man. I mean, I'm gonna say this, A24. It's so hard for A24 to let me down. It's like, dude, you guys are just amazing studio who really reaches another artistic level. Not necessarily with just this movie, obviously, but other movies, other genres of this like dramas.
They're definitely known for a lot of the films that are more artistic in nature, which I appreciate because I'm not into the mindless gore slasher films. I'm not into that. I'm not into senseless violence. I have to have a reason behind it. It has to be as a story. And A24 is really well known for developing a lot of stories.
The Green Knight.
And it's and adding creepiness to not just like gore, but just adding those weird, strange, disturbing images, pictures, scenes, symbols, and it's I enjoy that.
Even adding it in that style too, like in the Green Knight, like just adding that creepiness in just the old times, and like I don't know how they do it. They managed to do it. It's so done very well, and I enjoyed that so much. Thank you guys, A24. But Alamo City Movie Talk does recommend this movie, guys, so be sure to check this out at a theater near you. Any final thoughts, Angela?
Give it a chance. It's such a strange plot. I mean, who would have
give it a chance?
Who would have thought that they would make a horror movie when they're making a porno?
But, dude, come on. This is definitely an out there movie, guys. So check this movie out. Definitely check this movie out, guys. It's definitely gonna change your perspective on it, I would say, because it's something we have not seen. I guess I'll say that. But yeah, as always, I'm your host, Ryan D. Ryan680.
I'm Angela Daca at the end.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for making us a part of your day. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Thank you. Check you later. Peace.